What's up, guys? So today we're talking about Battle Royale, and I was kind of dreading talking about this because I hate Battle Royale, just in general. Not even just GPO Battle Royale specifically, Fortnite, Warzone, any Battle Royale. I just do not like that game mode. It just never interested me. But today we're going to be talking probably just on GPO Battle Royale, so I'll try to keep it to that. Originally, this was just gonna be about how it's gonna affect the game in the future and like how updates are gonna be primarily catered to Battle Royale. But then I decided maybe I should talk about the hackers and the cheaters basically that plague it, because that is an issue too. But yeah, so GPO Battle Royale was added. Was it added this update? It was added update 6. Yeah, it was added update 6, and it was initially well received. But as you guys know, GPO went free, so banning isn't really as effective as it used to be. Now you could just make infinite alt accounts on Roblox. That's literally how it works. So now it has this huge problem with hacking. But before we get into that, I just want to talk about what GPO Battle Royale will do for the future of GPO, and personally I don't think it's good. The future of GPO Battle Royale, just the future of GPO, because of Battle Royale, I feel like most updates are going to be primarily taken up by Battle Royale. So I feel like most of update content now is just going to be Battle Royale and the Battle Pass, and I feel like we're not really going to get that the new island, new boss, new fruit content that we've been getting for the past updates, which I have said has been a problem. But I don't think that this is the way to fix it. I think that Battle Royale only caters to a certain kind of person who likes that kind of stuff, and there's a lot of people who just are not interested in Battle Royale, like myself. Also, like as you can see with this update, people were like, this is a major update. This feels like a 0.5 update. We got the Tori rework, Yuki, and then we got an update to Battle Royale and the Battle Pass, and it's just like, I can't believe GPO got a fucking Battle Pass. It's just like this game is going down the fucking gutter. Like, GPO got a Battle Pass. I never thought in a million years GPO would have a Battle Pass. Jesus, just the thought of it is like just wild. But I mean, but yeah, like I said, it's gonna take up the majority of update content now. I was talking to some dudes in the GPO server, and a lot of them were saying not a lot of people asked for this, which I don't believe. If I can find it, I'll put it up on the screen right now. But I'm pretty sure there was a poll to determine what you wanted for the future of GPO, and people voted Battle Royale. I'm pretty sure, because I remember something like that happening and me immediately being against it. Because if you don't know, let's get more general now. I'm very anti-game mode. I think that game modes hurt the game. I think back to update 0 and update 1, how is the game, more fun during update 0 and update 1 when it has less content as opposed to now with more content? That's kind of what trips me up. And it's because when they added, 1v1s, 2v2s, and arena mode, it kind of pushed people out of public servers, and people started playing like in these game modes, and all they did was chop up the community. Now you have the community that likes 1v1s and 2v2s, and now you have a community that likes dungeons, and a community that likes Battle Royale, and then you have people like me who are still trying to salvage public servers. It becomes quite a mess, and I feel like all game modes do is just chop up the community, and all Battle Royale did was create one more division. Even though as of now it seems like a lot of people just aren't happy with Battle Royale, that's just the general consensus from the community that I'm getting. Polls I've taken, things I've seen people say, it just seems like most people just aren't really happy with Battle Royale, whether it be due to hackers or the fact that it's taking up the majority of content now. Personally, I think this game would be better off without it. But yeah, so back to the main point. It's going to take up the majority of content now, and I think that not a lot of people are ready to handle that, because not a lot of people are into Battle Royale. Not even talking about hackers yet. Exploiters, runners, not even talking about any of that yet. But what I think, you know, like I said, I'm very anti-game mode, and all it does is create divisions in the community. There was a beautiful comment. This guy put it perfectly. I'm gonna put it up on the screen right now. I mean, he put it perfectly. Like, I could not put it any better than that. And that's a perfect problem about what's going on in GPO today. Is less content about, you know, getting people together and getting people to play and interact with each other, and more content about like it feels like you're playing by yourself in a way, and you shouldn't feel like you're playing by yourself in a game like this. Back in Update 0 and Update 1, it was all about your crew. It was all about, you know, let me get my crew name up, let me interact with other people on public servers, let's do crew wars, let's start beef with other crews, you know, post our crews winning crew wars on YouTube. And now it's just like, you know, battle royale on 1v1s. And to be honest, it's kind of sad. This is just coming from a person who's nostalgic about early GPO, because early GPO I had a lot of fun. I would, at one point, I considered GPO my favorite game, and you might be like, really? Seriously? Like, this game was my favorite game. I never had as much fun in kind of like this type of multiplayer game than GPO. Like, so it's just kind of sad to see like kind of where it's going, and I feel like it keeps going down the wrong direction. In terms of being able to produce content, it's probably easy to produce content for Battle Royale, but in terms of like the community, I don't think it's doing us any good. Now, you know, we've talked about that. Now, you might come back to that later, but now we're going to talk about hackers. Now, if you didn't know, GPO went free a few updates ago. So now people can create alt accounts just by making a new Roblox account, which is free to do in and of itself. So now this game has a huge problem with people exploiting and hacking. Because if you didn't know, when you win Battle Royale, you get a legendary chest. And that legendary chest will give you options. That legendary chest will give you an option for a free fruit of legendary status or higher. So now this becomes a problem. It's like now all these people are hacking in a bunch of these free fruits. Basically, yeah, they're basically free fruits because they're exploiting, so they're basically getting free fruits. And it's a huge problem. A lot of people are seeing hackers in games. You might even see a hacker in this recording I did for playing Battle Royale. Believe it or not. Me playing Battle Royale, yeah, okay. It's crazy, right? But yeah, so you know, so hackers are a huge problem, and there's really nothing, I think the Roblox devs admitted, there's really nothing they can do about it. They can only do but so much, and it's a problem, and it's an issue that Roblox has to fix. So I think they've kind of said, you know, we're doing all we can, there's really nothing more we can do. So these hackers just keep coming back and back and back, and there were measures taken to prevent these hackers from making new accounts, like making it so you had to at least have an account for, what is it, like 10 weeks or something, and play the game for at least 2 hours before you could do it, or whatever parameters they set to kind of prevent hackers from just taking over. But clearly it's not enough, because there's still a lot of hackers. Not to mention the fact that it's completely killed the fruit economy. Fruits are dead right now, and they're worthless. They're worthless. And I mean, yeah, like, it's just the fact that now you can hack these things, and like people are basically getting fruits so easily. Fruits are practically worthless. Like, fruits aren't worth anything now. When I see a legendary fruit, unless it's like a mythical, like Tori or Mochi, I'm not even interested, because it's just like fruits are just so abundant now. It's kind of the opposite of how it used to be back in the day. Like, back in the day, you would rarely ever see somebody with a fruit. Like, if you saw somebody with a fruit, they were like, you know, either sweats or tryhards at the game. And I'm talking about Update 0 and Update 1. If you saw somebody with a fruit, it wasn't super common for someone to have a Logia. But now it's like Logias left and right, and you know, most of the Logias available to most people, like the legendaries worth the least, are usually PvP oriented. So you have a lot of like people in arena mode using these really strong PvP oriented fruits in arena mode and all that. But yeah, I mean, like I said, hackers are a problem. And then there's another issue with runners. And I kind of came across some dude, not really a runner, but this dude kind of was like, I didn't really come across any runners, but like basically people will like just give you the runaround. It's like instead of dying, they'll try and outrun you, which is a problem in every battle royale game. Not so much FPS, not really first person shooter, but things like Fortnite, where you can really shoot and have long range attacks. It's a real problem because GPO is mainly close-based content, close-based combat. So you don't really see too many runners in other battle royale games because, you know, it's usually guns. In this game, it's fruits, and it's very close, hands-on 1v1 content. And so runners are a problem. You have people running across the whole map to kind of like save themselves, or like, you know, which isn't a big problem compared to, like, you know, the hackers. But I mean, like, you know, it's still annoying to deal with. I can imagine it's annoying. Like I said, I don't really play that much battle royale, but you know, I can imagine it's really annoying for someone to deal with, especially if you're just trying to play the game. And then there's also an issue of people saying, oh, third parties, but that's just a battle royale thing. You can't get mad at somebody third partying. It's just the nature of battle royale. You can't look at battle royale as if it's a 1v1. It's literally a free-for-all. So, you know, third parties are going to be a thing, unfortunately. And also, who said there's a problem with teamers? Is teaming bannable in this game? I don't remember. I'm gonna check, but I don't remember if teaming in GPO is a bannable offense. Even though I did see a lot of teamers when I was spectating, like a lot of people were like banding together and teaming, or like waiting for the final storm to begin fighting. It was super weird. Just teaming like that just seems super weird. But yeah, but like overall, that's really what I have to say just about the whole battle royale situation. I think it's more negative than good. I think that overall it's just hurting GPO. The majority, and like I said, this is just from what I've seen, the majority of people seem very like underwhelmed by the content they've seen in GPO battle royale. Like they just do not seem to enjoy that content. And the people who are enjoying that content are usually bothered by hackers and runners. So, you know, I mean, like I said, if you enjoy it, more power to you. But to be honest, I don't enjoy it, and I don't think it's good for the game. I think, and this is too late to say like this is basically like old man screaming at the sky. Nothing's gonna happen, but like, you know, back in the good days of GPO, it was all about interacting with other people. Like now it's just like all these game modes, and it's just, I feel like Foyu took the completely wrong direction when deving for this game. I think that he should have focused way more on things like, you know, community based content, focusing on things like crews and more One Piece based content. But it just seems like he's just focusing on like game modes, which just further split the community. And then, you know, making legendary chests a reward completely kills the fruit economy, so now fruits are worth nothing. And then the fact that fruits are worth nothing means it's going to be harder for people to gain things like unobtainables, because you're going to need an insane amount of fruits. Because it's, you know, it's basically like, this is why you don't print more money. You ever think about that? Where they're like, oh, that one kid in school is like, oh, if we're going through a recession, why don't we just print more money? Well, printing more money makes your money worthless. Adding more fruits to the game, making it easier to get fruits in the game, makes fruits worthless. So now unobtainables are going to skyrocket, you know. But overall, I just am not a fan of battle royale. I'll just say that. And I think it's doing more harm for the game than good. But anyways, you know, it's like I said, old man screaming at the sky. Let me know what you think about the video, and have a nice day.